Hey guys, it's Heather Massa. I'm a librarian here at the East Rockaway Public Library, and we're going to talk today about a little abstract painting. You can pick up a kit that has a piece of acetate in it. It's going to have a piece of mixed media paper. It's going to have some paints, and it's going to have a brush. You're going to provide your own paper plate or some other kind of palette, a glass with water in it. You need a paper towel so that you can wipe off your brush in between things. And we're going to talk a little bit about different kinds of techniques that you could use. When you're painting on the acetate, essentially what we're going to do is we're going to paint on the acetate and then make it into a print for the paper. So we're going to press the paper onto it. You also will be able to see the acetate from the other side, so it could be that you want to do something different entirely than what we're doing, and that's fine. I don't care. It's up to you. I just want to tell you about a few books that we have in our collection that might be interesting to you. So right now, with the quarantine, with the winter coming, things like that, the library is doing something called a winter loan, where we will allow books that are older books, not the brand new books, but older books to go out for until February 28th. So you could take them for the whole winter. And so you might want to take an art book or two. We have things like this one, Release Your Creativity. It's called Discover Your Inner Artist with 15 Simple Painting Projects, and it's just got like some ideas on things that you could do that might be an interesting way to kind of pass the time. None of it takes really expensive or talent or anything like that. A watercolor a day. If you did watercolors with us over the summertime, you know I love doing watercolors. I would love to do watercolors every month, but we have to try out different stuff sometimes. And so this has like an idea for every single day. There's also things like the Beginner's Guide to Acrylics, which has all different ideas on painting techniques. There's also things like the Sharpie Art Workshop, techniques and ideas for transforming your world, which just has ideas on things that you can draw or art you can make with just a Sharpie. We also have things like creative lettering, more creative lettering, how to draw almost everything. I dropped some books. And Imagining a Forest, Designs and Inspirations for Enchanting Folk Art. And so this has ideas, again, on things that you can draw that might give like a little bit of a different idea for you and things. You don't have to be talented to learn how to make things. Okay, so next thing that we're going to do is we're actually just going to paint onto the acetate. It doesn't matter what side you use, they're exactly the same. You can do yours right on a table. I only have mine on like an easel because I have to tape it for you. So if you see anything dripping down, that's not going to happen to you if you're laying it flat on a table, which is the way that you should be doing it. So I give you red and yellow and blue and white because those are primary colors. I'm just using acrylics. I'm using actually really inexpensive acrylics from Michaels. So if you have those lying around the house, you can certainly add to your palette. They won't wash out of clothes very well, so don't wear your best clothes right now. Alright, so what are we going to do? Well, you can do whatever you want, and you can mix your colors together. You obviously know that adding white to things is going to make it lighter, and adding, yellow and blue together is going to make green, and adding, blue and red together is going to make purple. So with your primary colors, you'll have every color, and you can just add white to them to lighten them up. Okay, so your piece of paper is actually a little bit smaller than your piece of acetate. So you can decide kind of where you want to start on your acetate, and then you can always print your picture just using part of your acetate if you wanted to. So I'm going to start kind of in the middle. I thought this time I would do like kind of circles. And for me personally, I'm just going to do some of the blues first. And I wanted to try to leave something like kind of open so I could go over it with another color. You can always do colors on top of colors, of course. The only problem is that some of this is going to dry pretty quickly. So you just want to kind of get your stuff going if you're going to print from it. If you're not going to print onto the thing, you might decide that the acetate is all you really want to do. And that's fine too. You don't have to smush it up if you don't want to. I'm just using my yellow and blue to make a little green. And it came out like a super ugly color. So I'm just mixing in some white to see if we can make it a little less hideous. And I'm just doing circles, but you could certainly do a billion other things. You could do squares, you could do just slashes. Like, it doesn't matter. You can do anything you want. The whole point is to kind of fill it up with something, anything, and kind of get out of your head and put something down. The nice thing about making things is the point is to make them, you know? It's not, the point isn't how they look. And so I lightened up a little red with the white, but and so you're just going to keep going with this. Going to keep painting. I would like you to fill up the whole thing because I think that that's cool, and then to press it and do your print, but you may not want to, and you can do whatever you want. It's your thing at home. I know this is like really quiet, right? I like to listen to books sometimes while I'm making stuff. You know, you can download the Libby app, Libby, for free on your phone or tablet, smartphone or tablet, or you can use the Overdrive app. If you have your computer going, you can always download an audiobook to that and listen to it, you know, throughout your space. But you can also download the app and listen to it anywhere. And what's nice about that is that you feel like you're getting a lot of stuff done. But maybe you want to just concentrate on making stuff. I really like these because I think they look like flowers, and I just like flowers, but I think it would be cool if it was just squares, or if it was just slashes, or you could do some dots in there, or like whatever, really whatever you want. And you could just try stuff out. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? It's ugly and you throw it away? It's fine. You learn something. I haven't really been cleaning my brush here. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to wipe off my excess paint and clean off my brush. I have no hard and fast rules on this because these aren't expensive brushes. You know, if you have expensive brushes, you really want to take care of them. If you buy a brush for $10 or $15, it could last you a really, really long time. And nice art supplies are like super duper nice to have. They're really fun. And you will see the difference with a nicer brush. Obviously, you know, we're doing things so that you could take them home and use them, but you know, if you ever have the opportunity to spend just a little bit, if you dig this, if you like it and it's fun for you and you want to spend a little bit more on your brushes and your paints. So now, we're just going to pretend that I'm finished, which I could be. You know, this is fine. And when we look at it this way, it looks kind of interesting, right? And now, if I take my paper, and do I want to do it this way? Do I want to do it this way? Because I kind of just did it in the middle. I think I'm going to do it this way. And I'm just going to press it. And I'm just going to try not to, you know, move anything. I'm just pressing it up against it. So I'm sort of making a print from it. So I don't really know how it's going to look. I have no control over it. Dun dun dun. And so this one came out like this, right? Now, if I was using more colors, if I had a lot more paint on there, it would look different. The first one that I ran, I sort of did like a really kind of haphazard, not circles, just like slashes and things. Trying to like mix the colors on there. And so that came out really different. It looks kind of like a kid's painting. So what can you do next? So if you wanted to, you could wait until this dries a little bit and then do another layer of paint over it. You could certainly wait until it dries and do a layer of white or black over it. It would really make those circles pop if you did circles or whatever you had up here. The other thing that you could do is you could wait till it dries. You can cut a piece of it out and use it in the front of like a greeting card. Because acetate sometimes looks really, really nice, you know, with up against the white. If you maybe you could try to make these into flowers. Because you can certainly use a Sharpie over the acetate or over the this picture. You could certainly come in with a Sharpie and try to do like a mixed media thing on there. So let's say, hold on a second. Okay, I have a plain black Sharpie here. So now let's say that I decided I'm gonna sort of bring in some kind of graphic element. It's not, still kind of not quite dry. I'm getting paint on me. And so let's say, you know, I am not a great artist, but let's say I just put in some black graphic dots. Or let's say that you wanted to go in and now put some like letters over things, or put in, you could try to like maybe glue in some kind of other stuff. Really, you could do anything you want. It's mixed media paper, so it's pretty good at taking stuff and taking glue and taking paper and stuff like taking paint. And you could even go in with those watercolors. If you did watercolors over the summer and you still have the palette, you could try to do, you know, some watercolors in with it after it dries fully. Otherwise, it's going to be like a hot, muddled mess. You can also use your Sharpie if you wanted to on your acetate. You could try it on the front, doing things, you know. I'm trying to think of what I can even draw. You can see I'm never going to win any doodling contests, you know. Or like a rainbow, or you could just do like a little bear, or you could just do like some kind of like a graphic look, just shapes, and see how they come out. You can try it on the back. And see how that comes out. I don't know. Play around with it. See what you come up with. I think the whole point really is so that you just have time to make something and not have it be for any particular reason. If there are certain colors that you like, just use those colors. And then you know that whatever you make will be pretty, even if it doesn't look like anything. That's the whole point of abstract art, right? It's like a feeling it evokes. I think, you know, it's a great way to sort of get out of your head and just make something for the sake of making something, and making, you know, clearing your mind and allowing yourself to just create. All right, I hope you had a good time, and we will figure out something awesome to do for next time. Have a great day. Bye.